G'day guys, welcome back to Wombat Gaming. Today I'm going to show you some more advanced tips in Bellwright, where to find iron and peat, for example, so you can start to get those iron ingots early game. Also, I'm going to show you some of my favorite tips coming into those advanced kind of tier 2 areas to help you along with your gameplay. But first of all, I'm going to show you exactly where we are for the iron. This is a bit of a jump here, so I'm going to show you on the map. We are basically down the bottom left corner of the map at Horndean, and you'll see there's like an iron symbol just here, and also we've got granite, and we've also got some iron over this way too. For some reason it's not showing up on the map, but I did find a bunch of iron in this area over here as well. So in order to iron mine, you have to have a particular tool, and that is a sturdy pickaxe. It's a tier 2 pickaxe, the only one that'll allow you to mine it. So let's have a crack at this iron rock here, and you can see I'm getting iron ore on the left there, so it's coming pretty quick actually, which is good. So I'm going to pretty much fill up. Now, the way I get my stuff back and forth, there's also just a bit of tin around here, you can see on my right. The way I get around on the map is I use fast travel signs. Look, they are 150 renown, but they are so worth it. You can see I can load up on iron, and then I can just go all the way back over to my main settlement, which is all the way over here. So definitely use those travel signs, guys. All right, well, we're off to show you the peat location now. This is obviously the next thing you need in order to make iron, and then I'll show you exactly how the iron's made as well. Alrighty guys, we are at our peat location. I'll show you on the map where we are and how you can get it as well. There's also something else here, a good resource if you want to come and get it as well. So let's have a look on the map firstly where we are. Again, set up a fast travel sign. This is the easiest way to absolutely get this. But we're just above Black Ridge Pool. So if you set up something down here, if you follow this road outside of Black Ridge Pool, you'll get to this like intersection here. That peat is essentially found in this whole area. There's some moss up here as well. So if you're looking for moss, that's where you find moss. But the peat is just here where I'm standing. So freeze that and pause that and take a screenshot or something. But this is one of the best locations just here, but I have found it in other locations. Oh, there we go, there's another one just there, so just near my fast travel sign. So it does spot up in all the kind of areas around the swamp here. Now you're going to need a shovel, so just bear that in mind. Without a shovel you cannot get it. So let's start digging. So there you go. Basically every scoop you're going to get a bit of peat. So we're going to collect a bit of that, and then I'm going to run up to the moss area and we'll have a look at moss for you as well. So we'll head on up there now. Actually, before we do head there, I was going to show you the other resources just in this area. There's heaps of berries in this area as well. So if you grab a berry, they're only found in this swamp that I've been able to find. Now the berry has a health plus 13. It also has a stamina plus 40. And also gives you a 30% skill XP gain. So yeah, look, this is the way to go. If you want to collect lots of berries, and you could dry them as well, that 30% XP gain is absolutely critical to the game. So I would definitely recommend grabbing yourself some berries and drying them out as well. So make sure you pop over to this location, grab all the peat you can, grab all the berries you can. And yep, let's head on over to that moss location. Alright guys, we are at the next location. This is where we get the moss from. I'll show you on the map again where we are. So if you north of Black Ridge Pool, like I said, put down a fast travel sign in the kind of middle of the crossroads, because there is peat and berries and then the moss here as well. So the moss can be found on the ground just off the road. It's just near the water. And you can see there's a bandit camp across there. There's probably more than one location, but this is the one I've been going to. So basically you don't need any tool, you just basically have to pick it up from the ground like that. So pretty easily done. And I'm going to head back to the main camp now and show you how I've set up my mining for my ore production, I guess, for iron. And then we'll head on to some more good tips for you guys. Alrighty guys, I've set up a furnace to get my iron. And basically just adding, you can add the fuel or get your NPCs to do it. And you can just manage it as well. So it's producing an iron ingot. I've just already put iron in there, but you can see I've just got mine set up. You can set it up to do all the ingots. It is a lot faster than using these things over here, the bloomeries. So make sure that you get this set up as well. And yeah, you should be making iron in no time. It's pretty much almost done, so that's fairly quick. All right, we're going to head off to another tip now, and we're going to show you how you can get feathers. Okay guys, we are going to try and get ourselves some feathers. Now, the crows are a lot harder to find in order to get the feathers. You can see there's a crow by himself over there. So what you want to not shoot down is those groups of crows that are over there. You'll never get those crows. All right, so we're going to try and shoot this guy down and see how many feathers we can get. Now, this is quite hard. Don't be worried if you can't shoot it down straight away. We've got, looks like we've got bandits coming in too, which doesn't make it any easier. So I'll fast forward a little bit until we can get closer to this crow, and then we'll try and shoot him down. All right, we have the crow near us now, so we're going to try and shoot him down. That was a terrible shot. They don't tend to go away too far. There we go, second shot. And whoop, bit of a bounce there. Let's see how many feathers we can get out of this guy. Okay, there you go. 7 feathers, as you can see. That's pretty decent. We want to get out of here quickly. We've got some bandits coming. But essentially, this side of the countryside is probably the best place to get the feathers, to be honest. I haven't seen a lot of crows back in the starting area. So if you do head on over to Black Ridge Pool area, this is where I tend to find a lot of them, and also down further. Where are we? Down here towards this Horrendine. They basically just keep an eye out for them. You don't see too many, but they are essential. I hope that tip helped, guys. Hit that like button if these tips are helping you out in any way. Consider subscribing, and I've got a bunch more tips for you coming your way as well, so hang in there. Alright guys, we are back for our next tip. We are back from our hunting of crows to get those feathers that we needed. Now I'm going to have a look at storage and show you how I lay out my storage. I have 4 barns set up. When you do get to tier 2, you'll want one. I have one for my, I'll come and show you. There we go. You've basically just set up all for just equipment. I've put it really close to my tool maker and all my resources as well. And I've got my, obviously, all my ingots and stuff being formed around here. I'll keep it nice and close. You want these guys to be not walking too far if you can help it. So I'm moving everything really close together. Now the next thing is just to manage these storehouses. Some things that you're growing, say in your garden, can get really out of hand, and that is wheat and cotton. So there is no way of really stopping it unless you just turn it off. So let's have a look at this barn here. Now at the moment I have 95 wheat in here, but I don't want more than that really, because the barns only hold 1,000 items. So just to show you how to set this up, I've basically got the barn set to food rations only. And essentially if you scroll down, if you click on this button and scroll down to say wheat, you can set an amount that you want. Now I'm not sure if the 50, how that works. If it gets below 50, I'm not really sure, but this 100 is really important. So once you've got this set at 100, they'll only fill this up to 100. So, and same with I've got way too many smoked mushrooms. They seem to make so many of these, it's crazy. I had to put a limit on that, and I've started using them. But yeah, smoked mushrooms are a real problem as well. So they seem to get out of control when it comes to food. And the same with cotton as well. So if you come over to my other resource barn, so I haven't even got wheat in here because I've got so much of it. If you have a look at the things that are filling this up, it's not looking too bad at the moment actually. So it looks like the cotton is well under control by the looks, but essentially you would just go into resources. I've just set this up as, you would just go in here, where are we, cottons. Actually cotton's been turned off for some reason, so we can turn that back on. Cotton seeds, maybe I put the wrong thing in there. So we want to limit cotton to 100. I think they've moved the cotton out of here because I accidentally probably turned that off. And we'll just put that as 50. But essentially now the cotton in this particular section here will only fill up to those amounts. So the cotton seeds could get out of hand as well. So that's something to keep an eye on. But you want to check these every now and then and just see what is getting out of control, and set their maximums. So you don't obviously want, probably 50 seeds would probably be enough, and just set it at that. So you do not want these getting out of control on things that you're getting too much of. And like I said, the cotton and the wheat, those two things, and the mushrooms actually, that are things that can get really out of control. All right, well, I want to talk about research. I did cover this in my first video, so if you haven't seen that first video, make sure you check that first video out. The research that you want to complete every tier. Actually, the best way to show you would be in the tech tree. Now, I fell into the mistake of just researching some things and not others. But if you want the best gear, you want to research all the way. So I know the rugged cloth, I think it's called, or the armored cap seem like, oh yeah, I can stop there. But if you want to have this Outrider's helmet, which is 15 armor, you've got to research all your way through these tiers. So it's super important that you keep researching them through in order to get these, because some of these things are a lot cheaper to make, even though you might be in tier 2. You'd think, oh, I can start making tier 2 goods, but you can't actually, because say you haven't, taken over the local village. You basically do need, say for this particular vest, you need to have a apprentice weaver. Now, you can't get an apprentice weaver until you liberate one of the towns. So I haven't liberated a town just yet. So I am gearing up all my soldiers to have the best gear at the moment. And to be honest, the best way to do that is to put the tier 1 items on them and give them the best armor, which is up this end as well. You want to give them short swords and, let's have a look what else we got. Maces, battle axes, things like that. So it's very important that you do research all the way through, and once you have completed the research, you can probably delete the I found that the research desk here. Once everything's completed in the research desk, you can pretty much just remove that from your settlement and just rely purely on the village hall, this one here, because there are things that you can't for some reason research in this particular section that were in the other one. So but once you've completed all that, you should be able to do everything. Now I'm basically just waiting to get an apprentices to help me research all this stuff. So I guess the next task for me is to liberate the local town, which I will get to as well. All right, we're going to head off to our next tip. Okay guys, our next tip is a biggie. This one, you can swap your companions out if you didn't already know so, and you can get renowned back. So the easiest way to do that when you get quite a few people like I have, it's good to check every now and then and just see, who you are, who you've got and what they're doing. So you want to open up your map. You can see everybody on the map here. Just basically click on the dots and it'll bring up the worker and their attributes and things. Now, all you have to do is check the attributes, so you can get rid of some of those people that aren't doing a great job for you. So this guy here, he is a maximum he can do in all these cooking, all that sort of stuff. Hunting is 5, so kind of a mid-level character. And then we have some things on this side here, like he's pretty good at one-handed and pretty good at strength. So I'd say I can't see his inventory here right now, but I'm pretty sure I've got him with a sword and a shield. So I probably wouldn't want to get rid of him. So we'll have a look at our next person and we'll go to the attributes as well. Now you can see theirs are quite low. Like this person here has, like things like harvesting and crafting. You can get them, but pretty much anyone to do them. But all this sort of fighting stuff, it's really important, especially if you want to take over a town and liberate it. So we're going to find this guy. I would suggest you go and find him and remove all his clothes and weapons from him. So we're going to go, we know he's over this way, so we're going to head over there now and I'm going to remove everything from him. This is the safest thing. You can remove him straight away, but that's not my advice because you will lose the tools, weapons and things that you have on the guy. So let's head on this way and see if we can find him. He was over here somewhere. Go a little bit further. If you're having trouble finding him, you can see on the mini map, we know he's up this way somewhere. I think that's a blue dot just up here on the hill. So we'll come up this way a little bit further. Just going. And we'll check this guy out. All right, so yep, this is him. So we'll just double check. We'll go to his attributes again and just check that he is quite low and all this sort of stuff. And yeah, like I said, he's got some good cooking skills and crafting, but this stuff levels up anyway. So what we're going to do is we are going to get 1,400 renowned back. So adding that to our total, which is 1219, we're going to be 2,600-ish kind of renowned if we swap him out. So what we want to do is we want to go to his inventory. Now he's carrying a lot, a lot of radish for some reason. I have no idea why he's been, coming up down the hill. So we want to remove the goods from him. So we'll get rid of all the the radishes. Well, he didn't have much armor on anyway, but we will get what we can back from him. Shoes are already 1. The traveler's hood, I mean, it's insequential, but can we get the bag in? Yes, we can. All right, so but we want the shield and the axe as well. So look, radishes are a dime a dozen. So what we'll do is we'll get rid of the radishes, and we'll get the shield back, and we'll get the axe back off him. So the other stuff we don't want, and we can basically just let him go now. So we'll expel him. He's going to be running around in these little shorts, but that's all right. And he may not join us again, but we really don't mind. So there is a warning. Are you sure you want to expel this guy? He may not agree to join you again. So off he goes, and then he's out of there. The loot on the ground is just the radishes that we got rid of. One of the other NPCs will pick that up. So, all right, so we have a little bit of renown to spend now. So let's go and spend it. We'll head up to one of the local villages and see what we can get for our money. All right, guys, we have headed up to the nearest town, and we've been kind of looking around, and I think we found a guy here. This guy here, if you have a look at his stats compared to what we had before, he has excellent cooking, labor, crafting skills, hunting skills compared to the person we got rid of. But his strength is really good, and also his one-handed and agility and archery as well. So this guy's got some pretty mixed things that he can do. Strength up to 8 is pretty good, but we know what he looks like, so we'll go have a look around town a little bit more, and I'd probably take a screenshot maybe, if you can't remember, write down his name, and head off, and we'll just see if we can find someone a little bit better first. Now we did find this guy as well. As you can see, his skills are not too bad in two-handed. But everything else is a bit average, to be honest, so we are going to keep looking as well, and we might even try another town just to give you a better idea of what sort of companions you can get. Right, guys, we had a really good look around. I jumped across to a couple of towns, ended up coming back to the one that I was on. Sometimes it does take a little while, but essentially the problem you've got before you, I guess, liberate a town is anything above 5 is a massive bonus. So this guy was 6 out of 8 strength, and he's almost maxed out agility, one-handed, and archery already. So this guy is going to be very valuable to my army, but also he's good laboring and cooking. So it is worth spending a little bit of time and looking around. And I don't need to have liberated a town to get him. So, and I have the renown, so this guy is going to join me. Now, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. You can just send this guy back to your camp by just hitting the worker tab. And then you can gear him up once you're back there. That way you can complete other tasks while you're here. Okay, guys, this is going to be my last tip, but this is a biggie. If you have, say, a mining area that's too far away from your settlement, this tip could be for you. It does come with its pros and cons, though, so I will explain. All right, say we want to mine, and in this area here, if we have a map, we have tin, and we have some mud over here. And yeah, say we wanted to mine that tin, but it was like too far away. Say we wanted to set up, well, a better example would be, here's my settlement, and say we wanted to mine iron, and iron is all the way over here on the other side of the map. So other than going and getting it via the fast travel sign, which I showed you earlier in the video, you would have to set up a settlement, like a mini settlement. Now, how you do that, you're going to need a few things. You're going to need a place for the person to sleep. So you're going to need a housing tent. You're going to need to build the mining camp itself, obviously. And then you're going to have to build a stockpile to put the goods into. Now, other than that, the other things that you will need, say the right tools. So you're going to need to put tools in here. So we've got a sturdy pickaxe, just simple pickaxe. The sturdy pickaxe we probably don't really need. And then we need to also set the stockpile up. If you open up the stockpile, as you can see, this one's almost full, and it's not good because we can't put any more tin ore in there. So what we need to do is we need to open up the resources tab, and then we have it. If you click it off, everything will be off, but then you can click on the things that you want. So crude stone, and where are we? Down the bottom here. Tin ore or tin rock. So now only those 3 things will go into here. I made the mistake of leaving those this whole thing on, and someone came all the way over here and put cotton in it, and we got mud in here as well because we have the local mud farm just up here as well. All right, so once you've done that and you've set that up, then you would need to assign someone to this place. Now, the way you do that is, if you have a look here, this is housing tent 6. So if you open up your menu and go to settlement, you can see here, we can have a look at housing, and then we can go to housing tent 6. On the right hand side here, we have a switch settlement tab. Now we can create a new outpost. Call it whatever you like. You could call it the iron mine. And then you create a new outpost by doing this. We'll just call this is a tin mine. So we'll just call it the tin mine. Click OK. Now, we don't have anybody out here, so we need to assign somebody to, well, this guy's living here at the moment, but we don't want him, we'll move him out of here actually. We want to assign somebody to the role, so you would just open up your map, and if you already know who the person is, you could click on, say, this person here, and then if she had good attributes that you wanted to, you could go to here. You can see she's part of my main settlement called Wombats. You would then switch her to Tin Mine and hit assign. That would then assign that character to this place. I'm not going to do that because I don't want her to move. That would then assign her over here, and she would basically live here and not go anywhere else, and she would fill this stockpile up for you if you have the tools. Now, the cons of having this set up are two things predominantly, I think. One is you need to make sure she has pickaxes all the time. So you need to make sure you made a lot of pickaxes and you leave them with her in the mining camp down here. So 2 would probably be not enough. You'd probably want more. Well, there's now another one in there. So you'd want a lot of pickaxes because they break. So you'd have to regularly come back here to not only collect them and get them repaired or bring new ones, but you would also have to go to the stockpile and manually bring back all the goods. Is probably the easiest way. So you would just fill up your inventory, and then I would also place a fast travel sign very near to where you want to go. So if I was going to do that iron sign over the iron over here, I've got a fast travel sign here. That way I can come and go. I can collect the goods myself because it's just far too far for people to, be taking goods back and forward. So that's how you would set up a small settlement. As I said, the pros and cons are you need to make sure that they got plenty of pickaxes. Also, food would be an issue too. They will stop working if they can't get food. So if it does become winter, or they can't collect berries, which is probably the only thing they're going to pick up locally, you would need to bring food to them and put it in a stockpile. But some things like dried mushrooms are plentiful, so you could probably load up the stockpile with the mushrooms every time you came. So it's just a few things to remember there, okay? Well, I hope these tips were good. Guys, hit that like button if they were. Consider subscribing, and don't forget to check out my first video on the tips as well. There's some good tips in that first video I did. And I will see you on the next video. Thanks again, guys.